is a very special guest indeed. To find out more about that, you'll just have to listen in. But it's the next time I have your hair cut. Be careful who's cutting your hair. There may be a little bit of mystery, intrigue, something else there to reveal as we draw closer to Halloween. Just what's going on out there. So you'll find out tonight as we interview a very, very lovely lady, Maria Helmsley. She's a psychic hairdresser, and we're speaking to her in just a moment. But guys, see you very, very soon. Thank you very much there, ladies and gentlemen. Very good evening to you. My name is Phil Griggs, and this is my special guest this evening. This is Maria Helmsley, a psychic hairdresser. Yes,
nice to meet you.
Just welcome you onto the show there. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, so this is interesting, isn't it? I mean, we'll go to get a haircut, don't we? But it's not often that we meet a psychic hairdresser. So, Maria, tell us a little bit about whereabouts are you from?
Cambridgeshire.
Cambridgeshire? Oh, what part of Cambridgeshire?
Kimbolton.
Kimbolton, that's just up the road for me. I was actually from Luton and Dunstable areas, and yes, so it's not too far down the road. And okay, so is this a gift of some kind that you've been born with? Was it something that you grew with? What sort of happened there?
It's something I've always had. And as a hairdresser, obviously, you are healing people as you're cutting. You're making them feel better. Naturally, it's just a natural thing that progresses.
Okay, lovely. Very nice. So it's a natural... Okay, so, and you started hairdressing. At what age did you start doing hairdressing?
Oh, from...
Okay, lovely.
Professionally, from when I could. Like, I had a weekend job at the age of 13, but I'm third generation, so I've always been a hairdresser, really.
Okay.
It goes right back in the family. So we've always been a family of healers. But obviously hairdressing is a form of healing, so you're taking away the old and bringing on the new, so you leave all that no longer requires to stay within you, that needs taking away. It's like the old songs, isn't it?
Okay.
Cut that man, wash that man right out of my hair.
Wash that man right out of my hair. That's a good idea, isn't it? You'll see a lot of women now go around with crew cuts.
Wash, I said, Phil, wash.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Okay. Joe Gardner, thank you very much. Yes, all is well. Hello, Jodie. Lovely to see you on.
Hi, Jodie.
Lovely to see, just put you up there. And also, Karen Lowsticks, very, very good evening to you from Bedfordshire. Hope you're well.
Not
yes,
so far away from where I'm from.
No, not so far away at all. Okay, so tonight we're talking about spiritual hairdressing or psychic hairdressing. And because when we go to the barbers, I mean, no matter what happens, when you have your hair cut, of course, you sort of come out and you feel great, don't you? Whether you're a man, woman, child, when you've had your hair cut, it really is a beautiful feeling.
Boost, total boost.
Yes. And it's very close to, well, it's obviously close to the head.
Crown chakra.
Yes. And also you've got the solar plexus. Sorry, not the solar plexus. You've got the chakra of vitality or the sixth sense, which is close by. And also close by is his communication part. So you sometimes want to air all your thoughts, feelings, everything there. So when you started out doing this, was how do people ask you, or is it something that?
No, it's a natural feeling. So when somebody sits down with you in the chair, they tell you what they want, but really I have to become in tuned and I understand what they want without them telling me. And basically you can feel, it's just a feeling. It's not something, if you said to me, are you psychic? I wouldn't say, what's your definition of psychic?
Okay, that's an interesting question because we're having a discussion about that, guys, about being a clairvoyant, being a psychic, or being a medium, and really what's the difference? Because
I would say I'm a healer.
You'll say you're a healer.
Yeah.
But I was chatting with you in the car on the way here, and actually I'd say you're a psychic.
Yeah, maybe. But healing is what I feel I can do. I don't think about what I'm going to say to somebody. I don't pull cards or feeling tuned. I begin to cut or just feeling the top of the
Yeah.
head, the crown chakra.
Okay.
It's just a natural feeling. And I may say something that doesn't mean anything to me, but to them it does. Not that I would retain the information, it just comes out. And it's obviously a message from when I'm in tuned from above, and it just comes.
That's absolutely fantastic. That's lovely. And actually, to hear a medium or a psychic say that is really how a psychic or medium would actually say it, because a lot of information that a psychic or medium gets is not something that they would understand.
No, it's like I wouldn't say, right, your husband's going to leave you in 6 months.
Charming.
So collect all your money, get ready, because it's going to happen. That's what I suppose people expect more from tarot reading or other types of reading. Correct me if I'm wrong, Phil.
You're doing very well.
I don't do that. I don't do that. I can't say that. All I do is I just give little messages that mean nothing to me but mean something to the person who's sitting with me. And that's all I do.
Okay.
So if you say that's psychic, I say it's more healing. I just lift away and I heal. I heal as I'm cutting. I make them feel better afterwards. Just putting my hands, I can feel when they're stressed. I don't necessarily say, you're really stressed or I've got this message. It just comes. It's not something that I make happen. It just is.
Okay, so it just is. So that's interesting, because when I do readings with people, I just wait a little while, and I think a lot of readers will actually say out there, some of you guys out there who do readings or actually training to be a reader, is not actually going out there to look for the message. It actually comes to you. Maria Shannon said that's called intuition. Okay.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yes. Okay.
Absolutely.
There's, and if I was to work here to explain what's the difference between the mind and subconscious mind, intuition, and where things are going here, I think some of the interesting things here is intuition is a thing that we are naturally gifted with. We all have an intuition, but it's pronounced more in with females than I think it is males. However,
why is that, Phil? Sorry to interrupt.
Why is that? Because the masculine energy tends to be more logical. It wants to deal with the here and now, where a woman will want to, no, let's talk about
investigate.
this. Investigate.
Motherly.
Yes. It probably stems back back to caveman times. And
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, somewhere back
Women
there.
are always right.
Yes. Okay, we lose intuition at the age of 8. That is absolutely brilliant. I love people like Maria coming on the show, because it then has another point of view to where things are going on.
At the age of 8, is that before? I believe we're all born with intuition. It depends whether it's developed or not. So I was lucky enough to have a family that did develop on that, and always it was a natural part of being. So I've always gone with my intuition. I've not always listened to my intuition, but as I've got older, I do rely on my intuition.
Okay, right. This is interesting, because we've got another hairdresser coming in here. This is interesting. This is going to get good. This is Jay. As a hairdresser, healer for over 38 years, I totally relate to this. Fantastic. Okay. When I colour hair, I see colour that may be missing from the aura, or I can place it into their hair very slightly. It's like download of a message that pops in, and again, I don't remember it after I've said it. People say to me, I get so much more than a haircut. Love with what I do with a passion, making someone look and feel good is priceless. I think that deserves. I love the applause there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Jay, that's absolutely fabulous. Thank you so much. And yes, lovely lady. So this is interesting. This is getting quite lovely.
The intuition we're all born with, Phil.
Yeah.
I believe unless it's developed or unless it's pushed away, it's forgotten with.
Mm-hmm.
But once you start to develop it, doesn't matter what age you are, you can still begin to develop your intuition and start relying on it more so. But going back to the thread that we're talking about, when I'm creating on a person, the spirit or the divine don't tell me how to do my job, how to cut the hair. I have a consultation and I ask, what would you like? What would you like to achieve? And then often I know that they've missed out bits that I know that they want, and that's where I go. but then little messages come through without really having to say too much. It just happens naturally.
That's fantastic. This is so interesting. Absolutely interesting. It's lovely listening to how other people work. We all work differently. And one of our questions there that we said earlier on was, we've got Nikki coming in saying a big hello. We've got Cheryl there saying hello. And let's bring this again.
This is all very different for a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
It's all a bit weird. But it's good.
Weird is becoming the norm.
Weird's good.
Now that's interesting we say weird, because weird comes from before Roman times, which was a pagan type people who used to live, and they lived a way called the way of the weird, but it's spelled WYRD. It wasn't spelled WEIRD.
More like wired.
Yes, it sounds like wired. Yes, weird. It sounds like Welsh. Weird.
We're all wired differently.
We're all wired differently, aren't we? So, and it's interesting, and the Romans didn't like the pagans. They wanted to have more masculine rule, and so they looked at them as weird. They elaborated weird, and the spelling changed. So it's interesting where terms and where names come from.
J. Jones, doing the hair is the easy bit.
Yeah.
Well, no, I wouldn't really say that at all, because it's not like I have to try. Doing the hair is easy, and what comes through is easy. It's not like I have to tune in and think and get into the zone. It just flows. It just comes. It's not something that I make happen. So I could be doing Phil's hair right now, for example, and then I would just say something which means nothing to me but might mean something to him. Or I could feel if there was an ailment not quite right in his body that needed... I just feel it. It's so when the word psychic to me, it's, you know, for people who don't understand, me myself, if somebody said you're a psychic hairdresser, that's like, I would say more I'm a healer. So I give release, I de-stress, I take away, and I give energy back through.
We're not going to have an argument. We're actually going to have a little chat here. It's going to be quite interesting. I'd rather be, like this, Maria says, I'd rather be a tarot reader than a hairdresser. That's hilarious.
Oh, me too.
Let's give you a little hoot. Let's give a little hoot on that there. We're going to come back to this question about psychics, mediums and clairvoyance, what it all means, what's the difference between that. And if you guys have got any interpretation that you would like to share there, and good. Yeah, useless with scissors. Well, that's okay. That's good for some people to know. Anyway, so as I said, I did hairdress for 2 years at Selby College in the UK. I was used to pick up things. When you cut hair, your client is relaxed and you can tune in better. That's an interesting perception there. That's really interesting.
Yes.
It was very hard. I was doing a 2-year course and just wanted to give people readings. Yikes. So imagine...
very open.
Yes. So imagine, Susanna, you gave up hairdressing. Is that what you're telling us? And then you went on to the readings instead. Yes. Okay. That's brilliant. Okay. Now, psychic. Word psychic. What does this mean? Guys out there, if you want to add in what you want to say, what do you think the difference is between a psychic, a clairvoyant and a medium? That'd be interesting to say. We'll come back to this in a minute. Guys, get on those keypads and start writing away there, because I'm sure you'll find something interesting there to do. So, okay, so when you're saying the word here, we're saying psychic, but when I actually say here to you, what is it you get? What is it you get? Is it something you see? Is it something you hear? Is it something you feel? What's going on?
No, it's a feeling. It's a feeling. It's a feeling. It's very hard to describe what happens. You can't just say, oh, I switch off and this happens. It just comes naturally through.
Okay.
And I think, where did that come from? You know, where did that come from? But it's just, you are basically the voice.
Okay.
You're the voice.
You're the voice. Okay. You are the voice to what it is that comes through.
To whatever I'm being told, I say it.
Okay. And a healer, though, we're interested here, where people would associate was putting your hands on someone and energy goes into them without saying anything.
Yeah. So there's two. So you're saying I'm psychic, little bugger.
I think so. Would you agree, guys? Would you agree? Come on now.
Okay.
Give us your input there.
As a healer, I can feel around the body, and also it's healing and taking away and dispersing all that energy that needs to be broken up. But yes,
whatever
it is, it's magic.
Okay,
it's amazing.
Okay, Okay. Good evening, everyone, says Chaz and Denise. Very, very nice to see you. Yes, some people, I think you learn to keep quiet, though. It probably is a hairdresser. Yes, you probably do.
Well, yes. Otherwise, people just think you're a bit loco. Or, oh, God, she must be a hairdresser. She must be a little bit crazy. But no, I've been like this. Well, I've been a hairdresser most of my life anyway. But yeah, you do. You do learn to just temper it down as you get older. When you're younger, you just blurt it out and it's seen as being wacko. But it's not at all.
Okay. Oh, they're all saying here, that's lovely. They're all saying here that they miss Deborah, and that's fabulous and brilliant. At some point or another, we're going to get back to UK and say hello to you guys. Just waiting for this little things to quieten down a little bit. Right, okay. And
what's that one?
What's that one? This is Katrina Clark Hager.
Perhaps, Maria, does that mean you may be a vessel for healing? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm channeling.
Yes.
Channeling completely.
Okay. I think there's a bit of double bubble going on there, isn't there? I think there's a healing element to it here, but I think that the way you're getting information to tell people things, that would tell me more about, that would give me the vibe here to say to you that maybe there's more of an element to do with being a psychic. So, guys, what's the difference, do you think, between a psychic, a medium, and a clairvoyant? Is there any difference at all? That's answers, not on a postcard, because that'll take ages to get here, but get your keypads going. Sure. Yes. It's 6:15 over here in Spain, 7:15 for you guys there in the UK, and you other guys are coming at other times there. I think that's about 3:15 in the afternoon for you guys in the States. Good. And lovely to see so many of you guys on. It's absolutely fabulous. I hope you're having a lovely evening yourselves. Okay, so during the show here, we're going to look at if you've got any questions you want to ask yourself. If there's anything, I know a couple of people have written in earlier, and they just want to ask a couple of things about things they've seen, experienced, and they just want to know what's going on there. Okay. Now this is interesting. I like both these answers which had just come up here. Katrina Clark Haggart says, I haven't the foggiest. That is fabulous. I love that. That is just too funny. And you got Maria. I think it's called being kind. And I love that. That's really nice. That's always. Really nice. Yes, I think.
Always.
Yes, I think. Yes, I think we're definitely in this particular realm now. Where we're all saying to each other here that we are in more of a spiritual time, probably than any other time we've been in this century. I know we've been in 20 years then, but probably in the 19th century, probably more spiritual now, because I think people are now looking more for that inner guidance and inner peace and something to help them along their way. And Jenny Payne says, hi, lovely to see you too. Okay, so let's have a little word here. Let's have a look here at the word psychic. Word psychic here. Psychic is actually a Greek word meaning soul. Hence, when we do things like psychometry, which is reading jewellery, such as watches, things like this.
Feeling the energy from them.
Yes, feeling the energy from them. Yeah, and then feeling the energy from them, and then picking up information, because everything is. I've got a lady coming up next year, but she's actually going to do a talk tomorrow night. So a short talk tomorrow night on the Akashic records. And I think this is absolutely incredible stuff to talk about this, because everything that's happened in life has been recorded, no matter what it is. So energy you've got on you, such as a ring, such as a watch, such as your own personal, pen, whatever it is, it's got something recorded on there from you, some stuff that's happened. And if we're sensitive enough to be able to pick this up, then we can read on this, and that's psychometry, and it's a fascinating subject.
Something that means so much.
Yes. A chap called Mr. Buchanan, he was in America. He really did a big article on this, and that was back in the 1800s. But I'm trying to remember the year, but it's about 1870. But Mr. Buchanan did a lot of energy on this, a lot of work on it to explain what psychometry is and the different types of psychometry, because there's physical, emotional, all different types here, things we can pick up on. It's fascinating. We're reading into all these subjects. And the amount of scientists now who are actually researching this as well. Okay. Right. Okay. Jodie Smart says, good evening to you, Jodie. Good evening. Love it. Now, Jodie, if you remember Jodie here, she was on the show last week, and she was absolutely magic.
Beautiful woman.
Yes. Beautiful woman. Beautiful nature. Beautiful heart.
Very good soul.
Yes. Very good soul. Very good. She's got a very good psyche. So that means soul. Yes, very good soul. Anyway, so Jenny came on the show. She's doing all the fashion, how she's worked in fashion, but she's also worked spiritually through her life, and able to enrich her life to feel the positivity and love and happiness that she gets through most days. Okay, which is lovely. So lovely to see you on the show. Ellie says, I think it's all the same, but getting information in different ways. That is one very positive answer there. I would, yes.
Sounds on Reiki. Yeah, yes. It's kind of like Reiki. I mean, it's the crown chakra, so obviously that's where you're touching. It's very, very important, isn't it? And then you're taking the ends off, which is like all that no longer serves you. So it's fresh start.
That is fantastic when you put it like that. What no longer serves you. I think that's an incredible way to put it.
It's new cut. It's cutting away the old and bringing on the new.
So that's interesting. When people have haircuts, it's not just about, this is why people feel so good.
So good, absolutely.
Because they're cutting away the old into...
You feel fresh.
Okay. Yeah, into something new, something very fresh. And maybe it's we're actually talking about, we say it was a type of ritual, but it's not necessarily a ritual, is it? When we're actually saying about on a full moon or come up to full moon doing something there. And what is it that you would say to do?
Yes, if I was doing that and somebody needed a little bit of a psychic haircut or a spiritual haircut, when I'm cutting, we keep a little bit of the hair, keep it for the full moon, put down your affirmations on the full moon, burn it up, and then sprinkle it into the sea, or if you're not so lucky, sprinkle it onto the earth or bury it, and away it goes.
Okay.
So it's starting afresh.
Yes, starting a fresh start. And
starting afresh.
Yes.
Very important.
And it's people will say here, well, that's a bit strange, but actually it's your own hair. So you letting go of your own hair, that bit there.
Release.
You releasing that energy there.
Yeah.
And it's even interesting, isn't it, when you sat in a barber's chair and you see all that hair come off. Think, how much? How much has come off?
Yeah.
And I think when you see that hair come off, it does look like, well, that was the old me, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That old part of you.
You do feel recharged. Is it Eleni?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, you feel recharged. It boosts you up. It just makes you feel better, even if you're a little bit off. It just feels fresher, doesn't it, when you have your hair done?
Yes.
I wouldn't necessarily say to every client, it's only now that I do this, but before I keep that information inside. It's only if the conversation gets onto that, then I would say that. I wouldn't necessarily be with a client and start telling them things that I don't want to hear. I let them just drink their coffee.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful gift.
It is a beautiful gift. I think it's one of the best gifts you're going to have in life. Now, we all get different gifts and things. When you have your hair done, you're getting recharged. I think it's a lovely way of putting it.
Definitely.
And Katrina says you feel lighter, you feel refreshed. And Susanna comes up with an explanation. She says, mediums have direct communication with past souls. Psychic being able to see the past and the future. I'd say that's a very good analogy there between a medium and a psychic. Now, psychic and a clairvoyance. What's your take on this? Psychic and a clairvoyance.
Well, I don't say to people specific dates and things like that. I just say little things that are for comfort. I mean, I'm still growing, so I'm nowhere near to the level that you are, but it's something you have to work on, and it comes more and more the more you work. Don't you agree?
I would say yes. I would also say I wouldn't call it a level, though. I think it's just a path. A path. Rather than trying to. You're on the path. I wouldn't say that we're going to give ourselves a hierarchy. No, I would never do that. We're on a path. Yes, absolutely. Loads of your comments here coming through. That's lovely. Okay, clairvoyance is a French word for clear seeing.
Nice.
Clear seeing. And often we hear when people say that they're, okay, I'm not too sure what you mean by that. I think it means back in a mo. I think that means back in a, I think that does. Okay. Right. Okay. So true. Really do feel recharged and better about yourself. Yes, I think really do. And timing is hard with the cards. Yes, it can be. I agree with you, because sometimes your spirit message is not the same as the timing on a card, because spirit does not have timing, and cards, it's interesting. A lot of people say to me, something happened, but it didn't happen in October, it happened in November. But I just passed messages
Slightly
through
off
it. Yeah,
being
sometimes it is.
tuned in, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But I like to pull an angel card at the end of, when I've finished with somebody at the end of their service, just to take an angel card, just to see. But no, it's just a very relaxing experience.
I mean, it's very, very relaxing. I tell you what, it's one of the
People
things...
normally fall asleep, actually.
I do.
They fall asleep as I'm doing it. Because always just fall asleep. But then after, I kind of know and I feel, and I can meet someone that I've never met before, and I just know whether it's sadness or happiness. It's just a natural, intuitive thing that I feel.
Okay.
That's how it kind of rolls.
Now, hopefully we got here a little picture to come up in a second, guys. A lovely little picture I'm just going to show you. Something that I think is absolutely spectacular about your family line. And just hope this picture's just come up here, which I think it will do in a second. I'll just let that sort itself up, because in your family line here, I'll draw up the picture first and we have a little chat about it. But your family have got, if I call it fame, would that be the word I'd use? Fame?
Well, back in those days, no, I just think they were exceptional people, that it wasn't in your face like it is now. Just nice, talented people, but very creative, and it's so different these days, isn't it?
Okay, yeah, so just wait for the picture to come up here. It's just going to come up in a second, but I'm going to show someone who's in your family line here, and which will come up in just a second. It's just waiting for it to come up onto the screen here. But because is it your great uncle? Great uncle. And what did he do?
Well, we're all hairdressers, so he invented the swan.
Okay.
Back in the 60s.
Okay.
And also my mother and my two aunts and my grandmother. So
okay.
We could have had some more pictures, but I was a bit late in the day of getting them.
Okay.
But yeah, very nice. And he moved over to Canada, to Toronto, and started an empire over there.
Okay.
Very, very proud.
Okay. And when you're actually talking there, so what is it that he did?
It was a hairdresser, so he invented the swan. In those days, each style had a name, and he invented the swan, which is quite amazing, really. There we go.
There we got him now. I'm just going to put it into...
My great Uncle Raymond.
Great Uncle Raymond. So he was the guy who invented the swan, which I think is an incredible thing to go and do.
Yeah.
I just look at the picture, just shot up here somewhere. Dear,
it popped off the screen.
It popped off the screen.
He's shy, darling, like me.
He is a very shy man. I'll find him in a minute, wherever he's shot off to. Dear. I'll find him again. I'll go and have a quick look for him again and see who it popped off to. But this is interesting, isn't it? When you get people, you don't realise sometimes where things come from.
Yes.
There we go. We're just going to drop that over there. We just, yes, so that should... sorry about that. Anyway, so your great Uncle Raymond, there he was. He was doing an amazing thing there, and we were going to do that. Good. So any second now. Oh, there he is. Here he is. Your great Uncle Raymond. So he was. He
invented the swan.
Swan. So what year does that go back to when we talk about the swan?
Darling, I really don't know. I'm really rubbish with dates and stuff.
Okay.
Hence, I could have had other pictures, but. Just to show it runs in the bloodline. We're a family of healers, and hairdressers, I always believe, are healers. It's not just about the hair. It's about somebody sitting down in your chair, feeling like drained, just needing that lift. So when they leave, they feel fabulous. And it's not just about, some clients don't want to talk at all, and that's fine. But you are still actually healing them as you're doing it. Yeah. I mean, hairdressers will know it's not just about the actual physical job that we do. To be a good hairdresser, you have to understand that person before they've sat down and know exactly what they want.
Yes.
Because they might say one thing, but what they actually feel is another thing. And that's what makes us exceptional.
Okay. That'd be lovely. I think it does. I think it's beautiful. Beautiful there. Okay. Right. Okay. I'd like to see Maria have her own channel on YouTube. Sister Moon. Okay. This is Darren. I think someone who knows you. Is that right?
Namaste, Brother Wolf. Namaste.
That's lovely. That's lovely. We'd love that too. I think you should have your own channel. I think you invite me on yours. Yes. How's that? Yes. Can I come to your salon? We got Tonya here coming. Can I come to your salon?
I actually come to your house or my house. So whatever. Just give me a private message afterwards. And we'll sort something out.
There's a little bit of a distance issue.
Oh, is there? Is there water involved?
No, it's a lot of land.
Oh, land.
Yes, a lot of
Whereabouts?
land. Yes, actually, she comes from. She goes right down the south of Spain.
That's all right. You can come to me, no problem.
Just 5 minutes.
Or you can pay, and I'll come to you. Absolutely fine.
Well, there you go.
Whatever,
you get a load of
we'll
readings
sort it
there.
out.
Oh dear, oh dear. Yes, I only want that bit of haircut, by the way.
That's fine.
Okay, right. Okay, so this is an interesting question. Yes, Marbella. Yes, Tonya's down in Marbella.
Cool.
Right, lovely area, lovely neck of the
Hello,
woods.
Marbella.
It's just down the road. Turn left, and you're there.
Yeah.
Anyway, right, Maria Shannon says, as hairdressers, have you ever had anyone in your chair that you feel uncomfortable with? What a good question. What a brilliant question. I like that.
Yes, very much so. But I'm professional, and you have to just get on with the job like you do in life. You know, you don't exactly meet people every day and think, you're fabulous, I really like you. You just have to get on with it, and that's it, done. But yes, I have. And sometimes it can be quite uncomfortable, but then I just have to be professional.
I think that's very true, and I think I think it's very true. I think in any walk of life we're sort of doing that, aren't we? Yes.
Even having a coffee next to someone doesn't mean, but you have to just remain polite and be nice, be nice, and just be polite.
Yes. I'll just see if I can top your coffee up in a minute. Yes, there we go. There's
Do
your
I
coffee.
protect myself when this happens?
No, I'm just popping up your coffee for you. Is that nice?
Yeah, that's fab.
Good. Okay, right. So I started seeing about 10 years ago, clairvoyant, but as we walk our path and progress, it's very important to recognise perceived signs. Yes, when you work with your spiritual team, it's important to perceive your senses, yep, whilst listening to your team. Yes, very much. Good practice. This will really help move on. I think you're right there, Suzanne. I think it's a lovely part there to be able to share with us all here. I think it's fantastic. Now, so clairvoyance, clear see, psychic, Greek words, seeing soul. Do they mean the same? Are they different things? A lot of people say when you go to a spiritualist church, they won't say, oh, the psychic this evening. They'll say the clairvoyant. Clairvoyant this evening, and that's perceived as being the same as the medium. They use the same words, clairvoyant or medium. And sometimes here that the other places we use the word psychic. So it's very intervened in different ways. But a lot of police, or I'll say the police, and if I can say it's because they do use, well, it's not something that's expressed, but there's actually enough evidence on television channels that they do use psychics for evidence things, and they call them psychics. And because they see things, they can recall events. So this is very much in tune with things like psychometry. Psychometry, be able to recall an event that's happened and be able to see who it was there.
Sorry, Phil. Personally, I don't like labels. So to put label on somebody, basically, it's having the gift to be in tuned with a message.
Yes.
Don't you agree?
I do.
Rather than, I don't like labels.
Okay.
People put labels on everything these days, and I think we should all just be. But that's me.
But that's a natural gift, though. Being clairvoyant, medium, or anything like this is a natural gift as a human you're born with. Hence, children are able to express this at a very young age. Yes. And, Maria Shannon says, I like that.
I like you too, Maria.
I like it. Oh, this is so nice. Yes, let's have a little... There we go, a little hoot.
Where was that I saw? Have I ever had anyone in my chair that I feel uncomfortable with?
Yes.
I will honestly say, Maria, because that brought me back to you. I don't feel I have the right to be off with anybody that comes to sit in my chair. And I feel better because I know that when I've finished what I'm doing, they're going to feel better. Sometimes people can be a little bit off when they're a little bit nervous or not quite sure. It's fear, isn't it? So you can't, as a hairdresser, I couldn't be off with somebody when they sat down. I have to just do. So it's not me just getting on with my job. That was wrong. I just do my job perfectly, and I know whether they like me or not, they're going to leave feeling good.
It's very nice.
Sorry, I just had to come back to that question.
No, that's okay. That's okay. No, I've heard very, 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 very good stories about you, so that's absolutely lovely. Tonya says, boo who you are, and Sarah says, I like that too. Okay.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. We are going to be back very, very soon. And I think we better ask some of you questions, guys, because some of you written in and said you want little readings or just maybe just talk about things. But let's have a look at this. Okay, welcome back there, and I think it's guys, I think you're waving.
Jazz hands.
Jazz hands, that's it. Right, okay, yes, okay, so just come back to that. Clairvoyant means clear seeing, but people call themselves clairvoyants because it's linked to being a medium. Many can't, and some of them can't see, yes. So they actually become, clairaudient, where they hear things, or they become clairsense, where they clairsentient, where they sense things. And but yes, it's amazing. We always talk about levels of consciousness and things like this, and we're going to come on to Laura in just a moment. But one of the things I say here is we have levels of consciousness. Our consciousness is opening up more and more now in this year than what it's done for decades. And
yes.
For men, women, it's the same. Sometimes men are adapting to this better or quicker, should I say, than women. Women are still adapting themselves to this lovely energy we're actually coming into. And I call it a lovely energy, even though we're going through difficult or perceived difficult times out there. But we now have 4 levels of consciousness. 4.
People are becoming more aware naturally,
yes.
I believe.
Yes, I think so too.
May I just say, I mean, it's if you feel with what's going on in the world right now, I just have to say one thing. If you feel in your stomach things aren't right, your intuitive telling you this isn't right, please listen to it because it's not. You know?
Yes.
I'll leave it there.
Laura, I'm just going to take your name off just a second because this is hilarious. This is just so funny. Tonya's written in. She said, I sense idiots all the time.
Me too.
That is brilliant. I think we need something there. Let's do a little applause on that one. I think that was just hilarious. Hilarious. Okay, we're going to see what the producer's been up to. Yep, there she goes. She's got her way down there and see your... Yeah. There's your readings, guys, starting to come through. That's it.
Lovely.
That's it. We're just waiting now, and all of a sudden, reads. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, producer. Thank you very much for that. Yep. Here we go. Let's do some readings now, guys. And first of all, we got Laura. Laura, very good evening to you. I hope you're having a lovely evening up there. Now, Laura wrote in, and she's gone for the colour pink. Now, you may not go for read for colours, but I like aura colours, so I like this. Just ask for colour there. It says, Laura saw a flower, a love heart today. That's lovely. That is lovely. And she is wondering if this is a spirit message. Now, just by what you pick up here, what you feel, what you sense, would you like to add anything into this?
Well, definitely. I mean, I see hearts all the time, and especially when I'm very down, and I believe it is a little symbol from above, just to say you're loved and just give you a little hug, and just to let you know that they're there.
I think it's lovely when you see symbols like that, because one of the things I see a lot is feathers.
Me too. Feathers, little birds, dragonflies, butterflies, but
yes.
Not just passing, they come to you and they stand out. It's like when you have a surreal dream and you think, wow, that wasn't a normal dream. Take note of it because it's a message.
Yes.
It's a message.
And also when you see that particular symbol, whether it's the feather, the heart, even birds like robins. Robins are used to be, in the UK there, I used to see robins and think, someone's coming through to say hello. And Maria says, I see feathers too, and I always say hello. Yes. Yeah. Yes, and sometimes it's a good idea at that moment in time just to listen, to what's going on and how that's how that actually perceives there.
Or
Yes.
when it arrives.
Mm.
The time it arrives is normally the time when you really need it the most.
Yes. Yes, I think so too. I think you're right there. Absolutely. And so it's actually coming in here. Robin's all the time says Russell Jewis. I've seen a stick insect. Brilliant. You're all coming through. All your lovely, lovely
And the
messages
little
here.
geckos.
Yes. Okay, brilliant. Yeah, that's fantastic. So, Laura, I hope that's answered your question there, because it has been a question and something from Spirit.
Yes, especially when you're about to give up, Russell. That's so true. When you're really, really down, it just arrives. It happens, and it does. And always keep your eyes open. There's signs everywhere.
Yes, there are. There are. I think there's absolutely.
And you're not mad. It's true. Open your heart. Open that heart chakra. Let it in, and it's beautiful. And meditation all the way.
Yes.
When you feel the energy coming in, that's healing. Meditation. I believe everybody should meditate every day.
Yes, absolutely. I think if you meditate every day, it's fantastic. And also, guys, and just to let you know a little bit about the energy out there, we're going to talk about a little bit to do with this with an astrology show tomorrow at 11 o'clock, Spain time, 10 o'clock UK. The energy at the moment is, I was talking to a few people, and a few people nailed it down to a T. They said, it's not about aiming for goals at the moment, it's just enjoying the path.
Yeah.
Whatever path you're on, whatever journey you're on at the moment, just see where it takes you.
Don't push yourself.
Mm.
Just go with it.
Lovely.
Surrender to the energy.
Lovely.
Easier said than done.
No, actually, yes. Surrender to the energy, but don't give in. Don't give in. I think there's a difference between the two there. Brilliant. Okie dokie. Sarah P, she says, got a colour burgundy. She says, I recently lost someone. Are they happy and home with loved ones? Sarah, that's very nice. Very nice of you to write in. And it's sorry to say you lost a loved one. If I was, what would you like to answer to that? Sarah, she said, recently lost someone. Are they happy? Are they happy with me? Are they happy at home with loved ones up there?
The thing is with grief, your sadness kind of consumes you. And it doesn't necessarily mean that's where they are. When you grieve, you're grieving the loss of somebody that you were around all the time and held so dear. So it's not necessarily that they're in pain, they're in peace, but the grieving is you're missing the usual life that you used to have. And that takes time. I mean, I've lost my mother now 6 years in a very tragic car accident, just within a second. And it can come on sometimes and it can come off sometimes. And it's taken me a long, long time to get over that. I never will get over it. I've learnt to live with it. But it can always come up. So to say whether they're happy, if you ask my opinion, yes, they are, because they're in peace. It's us that need to learn to live without them, and that's the difficult thing.
I think that's a wonderful explanation.
That's what's hard. It's us living without them, not the other way. They're happy. Do
you know what I think one of the interesting thing is, and I think you're very right with this, is that it's about our experience worrying, are they okay? Actually, they're fine. It is about how we're adjusting to the loss of them being here.
Yeah, it's getting used to life without them, which is difficult. So answer to your question is, they'll be really happy. It's us. But what would make them a little bit sad and a little bit unrestful, if that's the right word, is knowing that we're not happy, because they can sense. Yeah. So the best thing you can do is just enjoy the good times and try and be happy, because it doesn't happen like that. I'm not going to fool anyone. It doesn't happen like that. But you've got to try and remember the good times.
I think so too. And I think it's sometimes having those good times and just...
That's what makes them happy. When you
experience that, yes, I think that's true. When you experience that good time, you send it up to them and say, I remember this with you. This was lovely. It was a lovely time we had together. And
little moon wishes. I always connect. I mean, I connect every day, but little moon wishes or things that you need to say. It's very important, but they're happy. It's us that need to adjust. And I don't believe there's any time can be given on grief.
No.
Still even now. And I always will, but I've learnt to move on, and it's acceptance. It's acceptance that they've gone. That's the
Yes.
hardest thing, is accepting.
I think so too. I think it's it's that person that you, but not that you ever took for granted, but you had that connection with. That connection is then broken in the physical sense.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we do. We do take our parents for granted, and we do. We think back all the silly things that we should have said and done, but you can't do that. That's just beating yourself up. You've got to just try and remember the good times and celebrate them. Talk about them. Celebrate them. They were once here, so don't just like go, oh, they're gone. That's it. Can't talk about it.
Yeah.
Talk about it. Cry. Feel.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, it's fine.
This is Sarah actually writing in. She says, "Thank you. We have lots of fab memories. Just really missing her, but you're right, 100%.
Aw.
That's lovely. I'm glad you could
Should
actually
be
share
with
that.
you,
Yes,
Sarah.
yes, absolutely. And I get a feeling here. Would you understand that that she had a terrific sense of humour? Because I've got this lovely lady who's coming through. She just says, lovely sense of humour, just laughing. Remember the laughter. And she just wants to say that. I'm not going to say much more, but that's what she wants to say at the moment, just to remember the funniness and the humour there. Okie dokie, let's go back down the line here and let's go and have a look at Tonya. Tonya there, who's down in Marbella. Very good evening to you. We're also going to come up to a lady who wrote in earlier, and I did see that, and I will come back to you in a little while. You had said here that you had split up, divorced, and that you're wondering if you're actually going to get back together or not. If we get a chance to get around to that, that would be great this evening. If we don't, we are on the show tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, and we'll contact you for your birth details for the astrology show if you're about then. But we may get back to you tonight. Right, Tonya, Blue, general reading, please. And okay, so let's have a look at this. So Tonya writes in. She's from Marbella. She's a lovely, lovely lady. In fact, she's blonde and very, very lovely looking. And,
Beautiful.
Yes, there she is. There's. She actually puts her birth details as well, but there she is there. Lovely, lovely lady. And very nice to see you this evening. If there's anything you wanted to, that you pick up here that you would like to say to Tonya, what would you like to say?
Tonya, what is the question Tonya's asking? The colour's blue.
She isn't here, she's just saying a general.
General. I think she wants to move.
Okay.
I feel travel.
Okay, travel and moving.
She may be in a position where she's not sure.
Okay, travel and moving. I'll just repeat that. Yes, because it's interesting you say that, because since July, I think I've been reading for her, and actually said here that I kept seeing keys. We keep seeing keys for her, so I think that's an important part.
Where's Tonya gone? She's put a smiley face with hearts. That's no good.
There she is. There she is. Smiley face with hearts.
With me, Tonya.
Yes.
General.
Yes. So that was your. So we see you moving.
I see her contemplating a move.
Okay.
I'm moving house. There we go.
Well done. That's fabulous.
Well, Tonya, you weren't quite sure whether you were making the right decision, but I tell you now, lady, you're going to love it.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to love it, and you are doing the right thing.
Fantastic. How's that? Sound good, Tonya? I hope you enjoy that. Fantastic. Yes, get those boxes packed. Get that stuff in that. Get yourself running up and down those stairs.
Get the removal man in.
Yes. Still single.
That's why I said get the removal man in. Did you hear that, Phil?
Yes.
You were like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, during this particular period of lockdown,
you won't be for long, Tonya.
Oh, dear. Right, okay, let's just come back up to Russell. Russell says here, this is interesting. Russell, I did a reading for him quite a few years ago. He says, 10 years ago, Phil, you mentioned a dog. He died this summer, bless his music, and he keeps bumping into things around the house. Oh, I tell you what, animals, they're always by your side. I lost a couple of dogs in my life, and my God, I tell you what, it is like this. There's no way to explain the difference between losing a loved one, family member, as it is to losing an animal. It's just the same, and they are there, and sometimes they're bumping into things. It's not because they can't see; it's because they're drawing their attention to you. Yes. And I think here as well, I think this is yes, it's heartbreaking, but it's not heartbreaking. It's notice. It's take notice. They are there. They are there because when you talk to a lot of people, mediums, about spirit animals or animals, they actually, although yes, they all move around us, dogs especially choose to stay with their owners. And I often feel my one around me, and especially when my legs go cold. and even if it's in the summer, I know my dog's with me. I know Jack is with me, who's an absolutely fantastic dog. And yes, miss our Jack, miss our Jack, says Deborah.
I feel the same with pussycats. I mean, I'm a cat girl myself. But yes, they are around you, and they know whenever you're down. They're not the same as dogs, but they're there and they feel you, and they're healing. They're healing you.
Yes.
It's like at the temples in Egypt. They're healing. They're there protecting you. And it's so true. A cat will sit away where you are sitting and sit with his head that way. Is protecting you, and probably it's the same with, well, I don't know about dogs.
They do. They do like to do that, very, very much so. And I think that's an important part. I think it's absolutely lovely. They do that.
See that at the pyramids.
Yes. Sorry?
You see that at the pyramids,
yes.
don't you, in Egypt? They're protectors.
Yes, they do.
They're protecting.
Absolutely. They're there to go and do that. I think it's absolutely wonderful. Lovely. And just very quickly, finally, the post that came through, and I thought is a very interesting one. I think it's lovely to have this. I think it's I'm just going to find her post in a minute, actually, whilst we're talking. Yes, here it is. This is Catty. Catty says, we are divorced, but we both want to reunion again. Any chance of when? Can I just say this? Can I just say this to you as well? And can I just just try and find some other noises there. There you go. Party noise. That's it. Yes. I think that's lovely that you've been divorced and yet we both want to reunion again. Any chance and when? This is a very, very interesting question. I'll tell you what, I love this. And I think that there's going to be a very strong possibility of this because I think warm hearts are coming back in. Especially as I know it's a festivity period coming up. And I know we all get a little bit, we go into what I used to call silly season because we all go a bit gaga, a bit goo-goo, don't we? Mince pies,
I'm like
sherry,
that all
and
the
all
time,
that.
So.
That's it. Mince pies, sherries. Too much information. Anyway, but yes, and I think
it's Christmas.
Yes, that's right. So, Katie, I think there's a time around Christmas time here that I think that it's very likely that the reunion is start to happen. And you know what I'd say here is, Katie, is don't force this to happen. Just let it
flow. Let it flow. You obviously both want it to happen. So the only people that are stopping it is you two. So just let it flow.
Yes.
Be happy.
Yes. Oh, lovely. I think it's absolutely lovely. So good luck to you. And okay, Russell said, oh my goodness, Russell. Oh dear. Lost two, one in June and one in September, but it's okay. Thanks so much. I think blessings to you, my friend. Blessings to you because
big hugs.
Yes, big hugs. Big hugs there. And Tony says she's going to check out the removal. Good girl. That's it.
Well, I pray for you.
Yes. Maria says, never felt pain like losing my dog. It's because they are just there. They're just there. And right, Russell, I think we're going to be able to get this in just in time. It says, Russell Green, lots of change happening. Any advice? Okay, so Russell Green, any advice?
Get another dog.
Okay.
That's what they're saying up there.
Get another dog. Okay. Anything else you would like to say to Russell?
Just like I said before, just, you've got to try to keep breathing, keep moving. But the instant I read that was get another pup. So they will choose the right one for you.
Okay.
You will instinctively know when it's the right one.
Green, lots of change. Green is a lovely colour to go and choose because it's a healing colour. It's very much about change as well. So you've adapted the right colour to go for the right experience you're going through, such as change. And I would say, Russell, looking at this as well, that I've got this lovely lady here who joins me. In fact, she was is your nan, it's your grandmother on your mother's side. She's just telling me here, she's talking to me. And what she's actually saying to me here is she says that would you understand, I said to you, that although there's lots of change here, would you understand here that you're not going to make decisions to do anything just yet? Would you understand, although there's lots of changes, things up in the air, things can look a little bit sway. But do you know what I think up here is it's what people are going to bring to you, Russell. That's going to be like, okay, this is interesting. I think you've got enough wisdom out there and enough knowledge and expertise in your life there that people are going to actually need you, rather than sometimes you think, okay, where am I going? What I've got to do. Let people bring you the options. That's what's going to start to happen. May not be directly in October, but I think will start happening in November. And I think next year will be extraordinary, but you will be scratching your head a little bit thinking, I never knew life was going to be like this, but it's not going bad. It's not going bad at all. In fact, it's going very well. It's just different.
And take care of your diet, Russell.
Okay. You know, Russell? Take care of your diet. Good. Right. What is... okay. Loved Mandy's dream, having tea with the Queen. Okay. Right. Okay. Wherever this comment has come up here. Okay. Right. Okay. This sounds fabulous. Okay. Let's have a look here. Just some of the other comments coming through. Lovely show, says Tony. Says, lovely show, thank you very much. And Maria says, Russell, never go back, because when you do realise why you left in the first place. Okay, so lots of change going on, and keep going forwards. It's what's coming to you, my friend. That people are going to bring you good news in that way. And I think that it'll be pretty good. Right, shame you aren't nearby to have my hair done.
I know, we can arrange something, darling.
Yes,
it's
maybe have weekend free accommodation.
No problem, yeah.
Well,
cool, I'm up for that.
Fabulous. There you go.
Lovely to meet you, Toya.
Well, Clairvoyance appeared in many different places. We just, luckily, it's a mobile thing, so we can take this anywhere we like. So, if there's anything going on down there, we'll be there, and we'll do a show down there. How's that? Right, okay. And also, Susanna says, when you love one, it can tear your heart. Yes, but it does get easier to manage, but only when you accept that your loved one is in a place and it's okay to move on. Okay. Will you fly to the UK? Lol. Yes.
Lenny, no problem.
There you go. I don't know who you're asking then. Anyway, both of us are flying. Both of us are flying. Both of us are flying. Okay. Both of us are flying. Yes. Okay. And guys, it's been any other questions out there? The other question, I think here, Russell says, thanks, Phil. No problem, my friend. And Katrina says, totally agree. I totally agree. Brilliant. And Maria says, another lovely evening with you. Thanks so much. It's been absolutely fabulous here.
Thank you for listening.
No, we haven't gone yet. Hang on. Still a few minutes there left, yeah. And Maria, oh, that's lovely, because it's nice to have people who interact with each other as you go through the show, and I think that's beautiful, and which some of you do. So it's, yes, both haircuts plus a reading.
Perfect.
Fabulous. Okay, so guys, tonight we had on the absolutely wonderful Maria Helmsley, and I think we had a terrific evening. And I'm sure we'll have you on again sometime in not too distant future. And it'll be absolutely fabulous just to talk a bit more about this. And I think, yes, there'll be lots of people here. I'm sure we'd love to see you back as well.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Look after your hair, guys, because it's very important. You're worth it.
I'll tell you what.
You are worth it.
You are worth it.
It's very, very important. Always look after your hair. Even if you feel very, very down, it'll just, without you realising, sing you up.
Now, I've just got to put this up here because this is very, very nice. I'm just going to come back up to this. Mia, you are beautiful and brilliant.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet.
And Jacqueline Crawford says, great show.
Thank you, Jacqueline.
Thank you. That's very, very nice indeed. Just to let you know, guys, tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, Spain time, 10 o'clock UK, is this. Okay, tomorrow morning I'm joined by the fabulous Guillemard. She's a psychologist who's also a professional astrologer. Absolutely fabulous woman, so much knowledge about astrology. And I love the subject. I absolutely adore it, and I know quite a lot, but she just knows reams. And she's joining me. So if you'd like a reading tomorrow, this is what we need. We need your name, because you obviously will get that when you see your messenger post come in. We also need your date of birth, and we also need a question. And one more thing. A colour. So we need your a question. We need, sorry, do it that way. We need a favourite colour, and we need your date of birth. We need those three things. We need your colour, we need your question, we need your date of birth.
And your name.
And your name will be there. It comes up on the messenger anyway. And then we'll be able to do a reading for you. And we'll mix in both astrology, numerology, tarot, and mediumship in your reading there. Plus, we'll be talking about the topical highlights and events that are going on at the moment, the energy, the present energy, how to manage this, and much, much more. And that's absolutely fabulous there. But guys, what can I say? It's been absolutely so enjoyable on the show tonight. And I've got to tell you guys, I've got to tell you this little secret, tiny little secret, is that before Maria came on tonight, for the past month, she has been worrying crazy how it is going to go. How it's going to go. She's been worried crazy. But I've got to tell you, like me, I just want to say it's been absolutely fabulous. It's been brilliant, and it's so much fun to interview you and watch you just give your stories to the show. I think it's absolutely wonderful.
I'm quite a shy person, really. You see, that he took me over and it was like, you have to, don't you? You've got to do it. You just kicked me off that cliff.
See, there you were behind those closed doors there in the cafe. They go, I'm not coming out. And now you've done. Now people have met you, and now people want to hear more about you, don't you guys? You want to hear more from me. So
lovely listening.
Well, brilliant. Okay, guys, thank you very, very much indeed. I've thoroughly enjoyed the show, you all, and. I also got. Oh my goodness, love you here. Laugh your heads off. That's good. And love tonight, says Maria. And also bless you all. Bless you all. Done a great job. Thank you very, very much indeed. And guys, what can I say? It's been absolutely fabulous. Thoroughly enjoyed being on. And for myself and the wonderful producer Deborah, I just want to say a big thank you to Deborah. Just say please doing all the production side to make sure the show happens. To you guys out there, we'll see you tomorrow and have a
great evening, everybody. Namaste.
I think they heard that. Yeah, I think they heard that. Did you hear that, guys? Anyway, good. Have a lovely evening. See you soon. Till then.